have been involved in the Notre Dame reconstruction project since the beginning. So it was in something like May 2019. So when the fire got place at Notre Dame, our CEO, Andrew and Agnost, was really feeling emotional, and we decided as a company to help in the reconstruction of Notre Dame. So we talked all together and we said, how could we help with this beautiful and amazing project? And we decided to do several things. So first of all, we did a donation to the French government in order to help the reconstruction. And then we said, as we are the leading experts, in BIM and 3D technologies, we said that would be amazing if we could create a 3D model of Notre Dame in order to accelerate the reconstruction. So this was mainly a structural model of Notre Dame with a specific LOD of 300. We decided to hire a local company specialized in 3D modeling of historical monuments, so-called AGP. And we worked together with them in order to create the 3D model of Notre Dame. So we decided to use Revit. And so there were many purposes for that. So one of the purposes was to compare the state before the fire and also the state before and after the fire in order to see if there were any issues related to the fact that they had to launch lots of water on top of Notre Dame in order to extinguish the fire. So we've been using scanning technology as well with drones, laser scanners, etc., which created point clouds of Notre Dame. And starting with these point clouds, we remodeled the whole model of Notre Dame. There were many goals for that. So first of all, it was important to manage the logistic on the construction site in order to make sure that in terms of 4D timing management, it could be efficient enough for the construction site. It was also very interesting in order to extract all the quantities necessary for the reconstruction of Notre Dame, like for example the quantities of materials for the roofing, also to quantify the windows areas and stuff like that. The creation of this 3D model, this BIM model made with Revit, was also very important in order to manage the positioning of the cranes, in order to make sure that we would be able, to bring all the materials on site, etc. And also to manage as well the 4D aspects of it. And also in order to make sure that it would be easy to manage all the scaffolding, positioning, mounting, etc. Something very interesting as well. So as you know, all the timber roofing of Notre Dame had completely disappeared. And it was very interesting to have the possibility to verify that the future roofing system and the spire itself would be recreated easily. And in that sense, we've been working with the national organization called the CSTB, which is the Scientific and Technical Center for the Building Industry. They've been using our model in order to make some CFD simulation and to verify that the new spire would be efficient in terms of wind simulation. There were no 2D documentation. So one or so of the advantages of this recreation of the BIM model was that we were able to extract also 2D documentation, plans, sections that were very interesting for both the owners, the constructor, in order to make some construction documentation, shop drawings and stuff like that. So among the scans that were made, so there was Notre Dame Cathedral, of course, but there were the sacristy, the crypt, and also the sewers around Notre Dame. And actually, we rebuilt completely in 3D and in BIM all these elements, and we integrated the small part which is behind Notre Dame which is also protected by the historical monument. So it's a really huge model, and it's important to understand that it's the largest historical monument in the world that was developed and modeled in BIM, which is amazing. It is very important to do some laser scanning of all the existing buildings, because this is what allows us, to make sure that in case of disaster, wherever it is, when you have laser scanning, it's a way to make sure that you will be able to keep a trace of them and to eventually reveal them the way they are. Because if you look at Notre, for example, it was kind of miracle that there was some laser scannings before. But if it could have been destroyed without any existing digital model, it would be a disaster. Then, what we've learned as well is that it's a challenge to model such a complex buildings, with lots of moldings, columns, and stuff like that. And because, with the time, everything has bended, etc. So it's important to have some specific techniques of remodeling. We have to find some specific methodologies, and our softwares need to be adapted to remodeling an historical monument. You have to use a combination of different technologies.